Well, hello there. So in this video, we're going to do some practice on the fiscal policy ideas that we just talked about previously. So first, we're going to classify automatic or discretionary, and then expansionary, contractionary. Remember, this is saying aggregate demand to go up. This is saying aggregate demand go down, right? So kind of try to think about that as you're thinking. Contract the AD, expand the AD. And this is to say, like, did they change the policy? Is discretionary, right? Did they make a new law? Did they make a new program? Automatic is like it just happens, right? There's no changes necessary, it just kicks in. And then the second part of today is actually a practice from an AP exam. It's not the whole thing, but it's part of it, and I love this question. It's really great. Okay, let's get started. So the first says government increases unemployment benefits by $600 a week. So this is a change to the pre-existing unemployment benefits. So it's going to be discretionary. And if they're increasing the benefits, right, then that's designed to increase aggregate demand. So we'd say expansionary. Second, government cuts personal income tax rates. Again, they're changing the rate. It's not just kind of happening in the sense that like your income went up and therefore, you pay more in taxes. In this one, they're literally making the rate lower. So it's discretionary. And the goal when you cut taxes is to expand consumption. So expansionary. Government raises taxes. They should tell you again, if they're doing something here like raising taxes, that's going to be discretionary. On capital gains, stock market gains. This is just a fancy term that I threw in here because I want you to know it. If you see something called capital gains, it just means when you sell a stock, and this is not the technical, but just bear with me. It just means the gain in value on your stock. And so if you sold Amazon, and you made $1,000 kind of profit on selling the share, that's called a capital gain, and you have to pay taxes on that. And so that's the idea. If you raise taxes, then it's contractionary. It's going to contract aggregate demand a little bit. Incomes rise. As a result, people more of their income in taxes. So this is an example where it's saying, this happened just regardless, right? The government didn't have to take any action here. So this is automatic and contractionary because people are paying more in taxes. Recession causes more families to qualify for welfare benefits. Again, automatic. And this one is expanding the economy because the goal is the policy. It's not the recession, right? It's the policy that's expanding. Government puts a cap on tax deductions for charity. Now, there's a lot of moving parts in that one. So let's read that one and parse it out. If they put a cap, that's the same thing as saying a limit, right? And if they're limiting a tax deduction is a way to lower your taxes, right? So they're limiting the way to lower your taxes. So this is all a fancy way of saying that, parentheses will say that your taxes go up, right? And that's actually something that the Republicans put in their last plan. There was partly kind of there was part of that, and then I won't say that they raised taxes, but they made it more difficult for people to do this because they changed the standard deduction. That's a lot of technical talk here. All of these are actually examples of real things that have happened in the last 10, 15 years. So anyways, this is a discretionary contractionary policy because we're increasing taxes. Government raises Social Security taxes, discretionary and contractionary. Again, really, there's only so many ways that you can ask these questions. Profits go up. As a result, corporations pay more in taxes. Automatic, right? That just happens automatically. And this is contractionary. Government cuts corporate income tax rates. Well, that's a change. So that's discretionary and expansionary because if they're cutting taxes, it goes up. Freezes all civilians' pay. So this is actually saying government spending goes down. Because rather than giving them automatic pay raises and things for inflation, they just say, nope, you're not getting a raise, which means government spending is going to go down. So this is discretionary and contractionary. And contractionary because we're reducing government spending. Government cuts business and personal income taxes while increasing its own spending. So this would be consumption going up and government spending going up. Both of those are discretionary and expansion because discretionary because they're changing the policies, right? Government increases taxes while cutting back its own spending. So this one is the reversed, and that's discretionary, contractionary. Now, the reason, kind of another thing to think about with all of these is just kind of getting you in the practice and the habit of doing these things a little bit. You're going to see lots of problems that basically start the economy in one of three places, right? Expansion, recession, or equilibrium. And then it'll say the government does blah, or there will be some initial event, and it might be, incomes rise as a result, people make. So then it'll say, show that in the graph. That's the typical way that these problems are designed, right? Now, let's take a look at the second problem. Assume the U.S. economy is in recession. So right there, it's telling us that where one of the three places it's in a recession. Draw a correctly labeled graph of LRAS, SRAS, and aggregate demand, labeling PL1, Y1. So let's do that right down here. Y, and it said it's in a recession. So LRAS, PL, and we know that's got to be YF, right? So even if it doesn't tell you to put that label there, go ahead and put YF. That way you know that where you're supposed to be, right? So SRAS and dot 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 Y1. So now PL1 is our only one that we're at. So we've done that, we've done that, we've done that. Now, assume the Eurozone, a major trading partner of the United States, goes into a recession. What will be the effect on US exports to the Eurozone? Explain. So, well, we'd say exports decrease because Europeans don't buy as much, right? That's the simple answer. That's pretty straightforward. And so then on your graph in part A, show the effect of B1. Well, if exports go down, then that means net exports go down, right? And so that, we'd say, therefore, aggregate demand decreased. Whoa, that's really bad. Uh-oh, we went into a worse recession. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, no. Oh, no. And then we've got Y2, PL2. Oh, that's just rotten. AD went down even farther. Now it says, what will the effect of the change in unemployment in the United States? Oh, the recession got worse, so increase unemployment. And by the way, if you're wondering, this Y thing here is kind of the opposite, right? So output decreased, so unemployment went up, right? Remember, output and unemployment are inversely related. All right, hopefully this helps you. See you next time.